North Korea says it recently tested out a, quote, ultra-modern tactical weapon. A Seoul-based military expert says a tactical weapon in North Korea refers to a weapon that can strike South Korea, including U.S. military bases there. President Trump cited progress with Pyongyang following a summit with Kim Jong-un earlier this year. But this recent move could be seen as an attempt to apply pressure on the U.S. to ease sanctions. At the same time, North Korea also says it will release an American detained last month for illegally entering the country. And all of this comes after the New York Times released a report saying North Korea is moving forward with hidden ballistic missile sites. President Trump slammed the report, calling it inaccurate. Isaac Stonefish is a CBSN contributor and a senior fellow for the Asia Society's Center on U.S.-China Relations. He joins us now. Hi, Isaac. Thanks so much for being with us. Let's start with North Korea testing this, quote, ultra-modern weapon. Is that just code language for some sort of nuclear missile?
It's certainly code language for something. It's probably something related to a nuclear test or a missile test that North Korea decided to be coy about because they wanted Trump to continue to be able to say, oh, North Korea has not tested any nuclear weapons, has not conducted any missile tests. We just have this ultra-modern test for a different kind of weapon.
And at the same time, it's almost as if they're talking out of both sides of their mouths because at the same time, they're releasing an American detainee.
Exactly. They're trying to say, okay, we're still here. We still have a lot of weapons. Our weapons are getting larger and more ultra-modern. And we know how useful American detainees are as bargaining chips. So we're showing that we're willing to negotiate by releasing this one.
So how should we interpret all of this? Is this just an attempt on the part of North Korea to say, hey, don't forget about us. We were moving forward. You were supposed to get rid of some of these sanctions and we're stalled.
North Korea is an incredibly poor, isolated nation of 25 million people. This is the United States. I think the United States clearly has other policy priorities, and this is a way for North Korea to say, hey, we can still cause some damage if you continue to overlook us.
Right, but it does cause some issues for the White House and President Trump, because if Pyongyang is continuing to test missiles, unknown sources, but ultra-modern missiles, that does seem to go against President Trump's argument that the recent summit released an agreement that Pyongyang would no longer test these sorts of missiles.
Trump has staked some of his foreign policy legitimacy to his ability to make a deal with North Korea and to keep America safe from North Korea. Now, North Korea wasn't really a threat to North America to begin with, but this is part of Trump's narrative on this. And I think both North Korea and Trump would love to have another summit. They both have publicly talked about doing that.
And Vice President Mike Pence did say there will be another summit between the two world leaders in 2019. So does that increase the pressure on something positive coming out of this meeting?
I don't think it increases the pressure on something positive coming out. I think what it does is North Korea trying to get a better seat at the bargaining table, and it's unclear how the U.S. will respond. And I think Pompeo is growing increasingly frustrated with the lack of progress here, but we'll see.
And what do you make of the New York Times report showing that these missile sites are continuing to operate?
I think that North Korea has never promised to stop operating its missile sites, and I think the way that Trump painted the picture that, oh yeah, we've solved the North Korea problem was way too early and way too glib for him. So it's really not surprising to see North Korea continue to develop these sites.
Right. Now, as we were saying earlier, President Trump made a big deal that tensions are now lower between the U.S. and North Korea than they were in 2016 and early 2017, which is true. Should that be considered an accomplishment in and of itself, simply the lowering of tensions without any real tangible diplomatic results?
This depends on how generous you're feeling. I think he certainly did lower tensions. He gets credit for that. I think the worry is that he gave up too much, and there's a lot more that he could have gotten from North Korea, actual concrete steps towards denuclearization. Instead, North Korea got this big win. It got a meeting with the sitting U.S. president, got legitimacy, and the U.S. hasn't gotten much in return except for reduction of tensions.
Right. And finally, what do we know about this American detainee that is being released?
So we know very little. He has roughly the same name as someone South Korean police recently questioned, who said that he was very close with Trump and was just going to go to North Korea to solve the issues. So Unclear if that's actually true. More reports will come out. North Koreans say he's affiliated with the CIA. That's also probably not true, but we'll wait and see. And it's good that he's hopefully on his way home.
I'm sure he's very happy to be leaving North Korea. Isaac Stonefish, thank you so much for coming to see us. This Sunday, CBSN Originals takes a look at North Korean sanctions and how the country may be getting around them using art. You can stream North Korea, The Art of Surviving Sanctions on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on CBSNews.com.